Homework. It's been around, the schools have been around. Some people claim it's a good thing, more specifically the adults of our modern day society, and then they're the ones who claim it's a bad thing and that it's getting out of control, more specifically us, the teenagers. Homework has been historically given to the students to reinforce their understanding of the material being taught in class. At a point, this can be exceeded and have a negative effect on the students like myself. Critically acclaimed author Tamin Anzareh reports that since 1981, the amount of homework being given to the average 6th grader has increased by more than 50%. This number is constantly rising and can get to an uncontrollable amount of homework for the average 16-year-old kid. As a teenager, I understand the different aspects of my life being balanced all at once. The homework I get in school is excessively stressing and causes anxiety for not only myself, but for the others also. Excessive amount of homework, assignments, and projects can be harmful to the kids not only mentally, but physically too. 55% of the Massachusetts children surveyed by researchers at Simmons College carry loads heavier than 15% of their total body weight. This is over the suggested limit. Being over the suggested limit of weight carried on the back can stress the shoulders, neck, and spine. This is more for young elementary kids when their bones are still developing at a much faster rate than the ones of a late teenager. Too much homework can also lead to a state where the child loses interest in actually learning the material. Once the child cares more about completing the material than he or she does care about learning it, the actual material doesn't remain in the brain and is not retained, thus making the kid do the homework for nothing. He or she does not care about learning the actual material. The brain does not retain any of the information. It can lead to a child to be in a robotic state of mind, which simply means completing the work and not being curious about what he or she is actually learning. The child cannot think for itself when completing all the work and can lead to so much work with so little time to do so. Large amounts of homework and assignments are causing high school students to go to bed at a later time also, and this causes not to get enough sleep, which causes the fatigue the next day and doesn't enable the human brain to function at its best. How do I know this? I'm one of those students. The teachers don't understand that a full day of learning isn't enough for a student and doesn't push us enough and stress us enough. We as young adults are trying to figure out who we are as people in this world, balancing emotional feelings that are new to us, extracurricular activities, making friends and preserving them, and spending time with our family. Stress is caused by trying to balance all these things at once, and it can prove by personal experience. Last May, I had a couple of weeks where I was overwhelmed with work. Stress caused me not to be hungry, and I was always nervous. I ended up losing close to 10 pounds due to the overwhelming work. So to the teachers who believe a lot of homework is better for the student, I believe you're wrong. And I have other students who will support me with that statement. Homework also disables children from actually trying new hobbies or even leaving the house once in a while. In the past 3 decades, the overweight rate among kids has increased by 55%, making 1 out of every 5 children overweight and obese. You're probably thinking, this kid's too lazy to do homework, I don't think it's that bad, he's just blowing it way out of proportion. No, I believe homework is good for students. It helps us better understand the material and remain focused in school, but I don't believe it's the best way to teach a student. Homework is more of a disciplinary task, in my opinion, which is done by students. When's the last time you heard a teacher say it was okay to not do the homework? Homework isn't the most important of school like everyone stresses it to be. The in-class experience is what is most important for the child. We're at school for 8 hours a day listening to a teacher lecture us about the French Revolution or enthalpy changes in reactions, and we as students get fed up of actually paying attention. Listening is tiring too, you know? Did you know that France is thinking about banning homework? They believe students should focus and learn throughout the day and exceed at something else when they're out of school. Some kids have interest in things they want to exceed, but they never have the time to do so because of all the homework being handed to them, like playing guitar or joining a football team. It's sad to know that too much homework prevents us from actually doing something we're interested in. To conclude, I believe homework is very important for the average student, but it should not be abused, especially in high school, where I don't think all the teachers realize that we have another 7 teachers giving us homework projects and assignments to do, all due in the same week. Coincidence? Too much homework causes stress, disables children from being interested in the actual material, makes it harder for children to excel in anything else besides school, and can sometimes lead to depression. When was the last time you really retained information? Was it when you were forced to learn material in which you were disinterested in, or downright bored with? I don't think so. So to all the teachers out there, can you please take it easy on the homework?